Hi, today we're going to take a look at angles of elevation and depression. Angles of elevation and depression we use within trig functions when we're kind of finding missing angles, missing sides to triangles, but it's all vantage points of where we're standing. So elevation means up, depression means down, and let's figure out what's going on. So here we have a mountain. On this mountain, let's start over here. You have the sight to the top of the mountain with an angle of elevation. So that means an angle of elevation and depression. We base that off of two things. So line of sight straight ahead, or the horizontal, and then the line of sight where we're looking upwards in this case. So elevation meaning up. We have 35 degrees in there. We want to figure out how far we're standing to the base of the center of this mountain here. So we can create a triangle. So what's that triangle going to look like? Something along that line. We've got an angle of 35. We're looking for this mystery x, and we know we have a height of the mountain of 500. But it's not just 500, because here's kind of like something weird with all this. We're 6 feet off the ground here. So we're saying 500 minus 6, which ends up being 494. That's the new height for that we're looking for. So we just created a triangle. We have our problem. We need to figure out what x is. Now, the only way I can do this is using trig functions. So let's go back to our trig rules using Sakatoa. Here is the angle we're starting with. We have an adjacent side and we have an opposite side. Which one of these is adjacent and opposite? Tangent. So we're going to say tangent of 35 equals opposite 494 over what we're looking for, adjacent x. Now we just need to cross multiply and start solving. Put that over 1. We get 494 equals, we'll say x times tangent and 35. And what is tangent 35? I don't even know yet, but it's something within the computer program. These are being multiplied, so let's get x alone, and we're going to divide that by that tan 35. And all we're doing is punching this stuff into the calculator. We're going to say x equals 494 divided by, when we punch tangent of 35, we get 0.7. And then when we divide that out, we end up with about 705. That's how far away from the base of the mountain we are standing. Now, let's take this on another side of this, take it to the other side of the mountain. We have a person standing on top of the mountain, and they see a dog, how cute, at the base of the mountain with an angle of depression. So we get that angle of depression by looking straight ahead for our horizontal. And then our view goes down. The angle of depression here is 50. So we've got this whole thing going downwards, down's depression. Okay, how far is the person to the dog? So let's create a new triangle. We have a triangle, looks like that. We've got 50, there's our mystery number, and we do have a height. This time it's 500, but it's not just 500 because now our line of sight is a little higher than the mountain. It's 5 feet higher. So we'll say plus 5, which gives us 505. I don't need that. Let's set up trig functions again. We are starting here. We have a hypotenuse. And again, I just kind of threw that in there. How do I know that that's the hypotenuse? If we go straight down like that, we create a right angle. We have hypotenuse and we have opposite. Which one of these uses hypotenuse and opposite? Sine. So we're going to say sine of 50 equals opposite 505 over that y. And that's almost pretty much the same setup that we have over here with the tangent. So set it up, cross multiply. We have 505 equals y times sine of 50. Let's divide by sine of 50. Divide by sine of 50. Y ends up equaling 505 over sine of 50 is 0.766. And when you divide that out, you get 659 feet. So how far is this person straight down to that dog? 659 feet. And that is using angles of elevation and depression.